Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to the 11th episode of my 1 vs 4 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 4 Emperor AI that are on a team against me, and I'm playing as the Shadow Elf Sorcerer, Malus Nightlord. In our last episode, we actually kind of really went to war with our opponents here, in particular the city of Isfar. We actually took the city from Tannah. We were able to kill one of her heroes and a number of her units, and we're in the process here of absorbing this halfling town. And we've really kind of gotten underway with the battling and actually engaging our 4 opponents here. So we'll have to see how this goes. I'm still not entirely sure how strong they are, although I do know that at the very least, I believe it was Tannah is now able to produce tier 4 units, as I think she got Paragon last episode. So we know that this is going to be a challenge. So fortunately, we're about to have our first Eldritch Horror, so we're going to be able to kind of fight fire with fire in the form of tier 4s versus tier 4s. So we'll have to see how that goes. However, before I dive into this episode, I did want to give a couple of quick shoutouts to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the last episode. The first is Casper Eklund, who left a great set of comments, as he always does. Casper pointed a few things out. So, in particular here, when I was kind of hemming and hawing about why this was the case, I think it was at this city here, I had this set of units here, and they were actually sitting right next to the vassal units here, and this is my vassal city, and I was attacked by the shadow demons that you can see right here. Those shadow demons attacked me, and the battle didn't end up bringing these units into the battle, even though I was right next to them, which was kind of a surprise to me. And Casper pointed out that in a way it doesn't matter whether or not they get brought with. I can still use the benefits of the city to kind of help me in battle. So in this particular city, there's no real advantage, aside from just kind of maybe staggering the battle a little bit with those wooden kind of barricades. But let's say this city had a wall, I could actually then take advantage of the wall without actually fully owning the city. So I could have my units adjacent to the city, get attacked, and use the wall, which would be kind of a cool little way I could sort of cheese the system a little bit. So that's a great suggestion from Casper. Something else Casper mentioned is that I actually had an opportunity to use Glyphs of Warding on this city here. And what that would have done is it would have gradually whittled down the units that were sitting on this inn, as well as the units over here that are sitting on this crystal tree. Now, fortunately, it's not really going to matter, as I have a pretty powerful stack here coming over to deal with these units, but Casper is absolutely correct that I could have used Glyphs of Warding to basically just whittle down these units that were sitting here to make my life a little bit easier. Something else Casper pointed out is just a reminder that my plan was to... let's just find Malus. Malus is in the surface now. So my plan with Malus, he's at level 12. Once he hits level 13, as a sorcerer, he's going to get access to Thunderstorm, which is an ability that's going to cost 10 points. So I've been saving points to have that when he hits level 13. And then I was kind of trying to decide how best to allocate points in the last episode. And Casper just kind of reminded me there that at level 13 I have that Thunderstorm incoming. So it's a good thing I'm saving points for that. So thank you to Casper for those excellent comments. John Calabro also left a set of comments, and he actually pointed out a couple of things here. So in regards as well to leveling up Malus, he pointed out that I think I was talking last episode about possibly getting this Master Illusionist, and I was kind of wondering if it would be worthwhile or not. And I was kind of leaning towards it not particularly being worthwhile because I am playing against the AI rather than against another player. And John agreed with me. John basically said that he didn't think the invisibility would be that useful, and it's not going to help me in actual battles, so it's probably not as effective. And I totally agree with John on this one. John basically said that once there's nothing else for me to spend points on in terms of like abilities and upgrades of this nature. So for example, once I hit 13 and I grab Thunderstorm, at that point, John suggests that I basically just put the points into upgrading the stats of Malus to make him a better all-around fighter and a little bit tankier with more hit points and defense and resistance and whatnot. And I totally agree. I think that's kind of the last thing that I'll do is to upgrade Malus's stats once I have Thunderstorm. So John, thank you for that comment. John also pointed out that in regards to, let's just jump back to this vassal city here. In regards to this situation, something I could do to test and see if these units will come with me at all is next time I get into a situation like that where I have enemy units sitting here and I'm right next to the stack, I could actually engage the battle and see if it brings them with me, because I was on the defensive before, but maybe if I attack it might bring them with, but we'll have to see. So anyway, thank you to John for those excellent suggestions and comments there. And then I had another comment here from Samuel Gomes. And Samuel had a really, really insightful comment here. Samuel pointed out that dread monkeys, and I think I had one and I was using it as a scout a while ago, and I think it died at some point. This was maybe 2 episodes ago. But Samuel pointed out that dread monkeys, they have that throw filth ability, which is basically they throw poop at their enemy, right? And when it hits, there's a chance that it will cause the enemy to basically be like disgusted, I think it is. And units standing next to them will also get disgusted. And what a disgusted unit does, it actually, the debuff makes it have -1 resistance and then a reduction in morale. And that -1 in resistance can actually open the unit up to being more susceptible to things like convert or to inflict ghoul curse. So for example here with my Theocrat Virix, if I had the Dread Monkey in this stack, I could have actually used that to try and improve my odds of getting a convert. So that's a really, really interesting idea, and a big thank you to Samuel for that one. That's something I hadn't even really considered, so great idea there. Thank you to everybody who left comments. I really do appreciate them, and they're extremely helpful for me, so thank you again, guys. All right. Let's jump into this episode. We've got a lot to do. And I'm assuming we're going to have to probably do some battling here with our opponents, as we've now kind of really angered Tannah at the very least. So we'll have to see what happens. So let's do some production here. I think we had that left to do. Oh, actually, before I do the production, let's see if I had any movement left with some of my heroes. Okay, so Vraxen has already moved. Let's see who else we have here. We'll just jump around. So this unit can move. Now, I'm not going to try this battle, as we're not nearly strong enough to do that. I think what I'll do instead is I'll run down to this city. And that will kind of give them a little bit of safety there. So we'll just jump around and check all our other units, make sure that everybody else has moved before we start doing any production. Yes. Okay, so it looks like everybody has pretty much used up their movement, except for Malus himself. Alright, so maybe we will... I was thinking about just keeping Malus here in the city to guard it, but I think it might actually be worth maybe doing a little bit of scouting and seeing what else we've got around here. So let's go head out this way. So I'm not seeing anything in particular that way. Now, I am going to want to guard this city up here as soon as I can. But if we send Malus over this way, we can try and figure out where Tannah's forces are. Actually, I probably should have gone south, because I know that this city was taken by somebody, and I'm assuming probably Tannah. Maybe I should have sent Malus south rather than over to the over here to the west, but we'll have to see. Let's do our production now. So we've got Aspersen, and this is our Draconian city. I'm going to use it to produce Draconian apprentice units. And we now, thanks to a production income boost, we actually are now able, we in the last turn here, we produced a siege workshop. Fortunately, the city also grew in size. And now with 75 production income, we can actually produce these apprentice units in 2 turns rather than 3. So that's fantastic. We're going to do that. So we'll produce another apprentice. And let's see now. Let's jump over to Chiron here. So that's our Shadow Elf town, a little bit north of our capital. Now we can make an Archon garrison, which would allow us to produce Archon legionaries, although that's not really going to be of much help to us at this point, quite frankly. So let's see here. This is Chiron. Did we produce... No, we produced an observatory in Chiron last time. And that did expand our domain a little bit. So we've got 58 production. Might be nice to do a siege workshop and get a little bit more going. Although, you know what? I think we will just do a temple at this point. We want to really try and improve our mana income. And, okay, now we've got the city of Manthros. And I want to eventually have Manthros producing High Elf Union Guard, so the pikeman unit. And the reason for that is because we've got Pillar of the Stylites here from this ancient ruin. And then we've got the ability to make an enchanted armory, which will buff our armored units, of which the Union Guard is. So that will be good. And I think we've already built the Pillar of the Stylites. Yes, we have. So now what we have to do, we have to do a war hall to be able to produce the Union Guard. I think that's what we'll do now. So we'll start working on that. And that'll do it for our turn. So we'll end it there. Oh, and what's this? Oh, okay, so it was trying to move our guys for us. Yeah, there we go. So we'll just let them sit there. So we're going to have our Eldritch Horror ready to go. And I think I'm probably going to summon the Eldritch Horror in with Malus, because Malus is really kind of in enemy territory at this point. And I really don't want Malus to be vulnerable any more than he already is, just by virtue of kind of being alone up here. So if we give him a nice tier 4 Eldritch Horror, that will be great. And then the other benefit of that is Eldritch Horror has Dominate, which means that currently this stack doesn't have any ability to basically build up units. So if we give the Malus a stack here, this Eldritch Horror, we can start recruiting units that way, which would be very helpful for us. And on top of that, Malus himself is able to heal the summoned magical origin units, so Men Magical Being, which is why we're able to heal the Node Serpent and the Phantasm Warrior. So it does make sense to have the Eldritch Horror join Malus there. So I heard something sounded like somebody was summoning units. All right. So I'm not seeing Tannah come rampaging back for her city, although she could be massing units here just outside of my visual range. Let's go back to the Shadow Realm and see if there's any crazy business going on. I'm not seeing anything yet. Don't see any units, so far so good. We're not under imminent attack just yet, although I imagine it's just a matter of time. Okay. Oh, domain invasion at Chiron here. Let's see where... That might be those shadow demons. Okay, let's go investigate that first of all. Yes, it is. Okay, so the shadow demons were kind of chasing us down there. So I think what we'll do is we'll group ourselves right up with our city guard there. And we're just going to hope that if they attack, we're able to deal with it. Okay, so we've received a proposal here from Yaka Ulth, which is the Tigran city that's just to the right of this fort that I built here. Let's see how we're doing for... Okay, we're actually kind of negative. We're actually kind of evil right now, which is kind of good. Sorry, which is a positive for us. I shouldn't say it's good. That's a positive because I find it's much easier to get good points. So I think we will actually do this because that's going to give us a little bit of good points. So there we go, minus 125 now. And you know what? I'm going to say, let me know when you're ready to talk. I can maybe make them a vassal. That would be nice. Okay, and we had an item arrive here. So we had a Bleak Warg arrive for our hero, which is excellent. We will equip that. And we had a join offer here. So the outpost of Ripura has decided it's ready to join us. Now, the only problem with this is we don't really have any units here to guard the city. So I'm actually going to hold off on that just for now until I have maybe some units up here. And we've already demonstrated that there's shadow demons roaming around, so I think I'd prefer to have something up there. Let's see what else has happened. A few other things have happened. Tavros has been absorbed into our empire, so we now have this Shadow Elf outpost up here, which is great for us. Let's decide here. Maybe we want to build something in this particular city. It would be nice to get this glass furnace in our domain, so we could try an observatory. Although, quite frankly, I think I would rather... We're actually going to grow the city here in one turn, which is a good thing. Builder's Hall would be nice to get some of that extra production bonus. I think we'll do the observatory, though. When the city grows, I'm hoping that will give it a little bit more... I think that will give it a little bit more production. Let's just take a peek. Yeah, when it grows, it should improve slightly. But you know what? We'll do the Builder's Hall just to get that out of the way. Let's get that done. And then we can produce an observatory here and get some more research knowledge income, as well as expand our domain. When the city grows, it's going to expand and grab this glass furnace as well, so we'll get the extra production from that. So that will be very nice. City of Wastik has a quest available. Perfect. That's exactly what we need. And the terror at the mine, absolutely. Ooh, and we'll get a Brew Brother, which is great. I will 100% do that quest for you, no problem at all. However, before I do that, I would like to go and eliminate this pesky structure over here. So, first things first, we'll take out these undead who are kind of in our way at the moment. Just some lost souls that need a killing. So we will oblige them. Alright, so let's just take one step back. We're going to let them basically come right up in on us. Yeah, there we go. We're just going to group everybody up. Let them come right up on us. And then we can blast the heck out of them. Alright, there they are. So now we can step into them. Get the kill there, no problem at all. And we can move our units up just a bit. Do a little bit of damage here. Perfect. Get the kill, no problem. And then we can move our Node Serpent just a little bit. And we can do some damage here. So we'll do a little bit with our fire damage there. And then we can Devastating Charge and get the kill, no problem. Perfect. So that takes care of those lost souls. Alright, so now it would be great to get rid of this structure. Or, excuse me, this Eldritch Pit. Just so that it's not spawning units anymore in this area and they're going to, you know, give us problems. And we will do No Mercy. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm actually going to try and recruit one of these Dread Monkeys. I'm not sure if they're susceptible to Charm. I think there's a decent chance that they are susceptible, so I'm going to attempt to do that, assuming that they are susceptible, of course. Okay, so they're not going to come out to me, so I'm going to have to move up to them. Fine by me. I always like it when they move up on you. It just makes it a little bit easier usually, but... Okay, there we go. There's that Throw Filth. Disgusting stench is the affliction there from that. Alright, so let's kill off the Blight Tusk Boar. And now, let's see, Charm has a little bit of a range on it, which is a good thing. So we'll move over here and annihilate these monkeys. And then we will move up like this. 50% chance. We got it. Perfect. And now we just got some damage to do to these boars. So we'll actually step up like this and do some big damage. Ooh, and we got the critical. Almost the kill. And then we can go get the finish here. Perfect. And a little level up for our wyvern. Not too shabby. Foot Wrappings of Power. I don't want the extra fire weakness, so we are just going to sell those. And here we go. We've got a Dread Monkey. So now we can actually maybe try using that strategy that Samuel mentioned, and that'll actually work with my rogue hero who has Charm, as we just saw in use to get the monkey. And I think that will actually, you know, be kind of a decent little plan there. So we'll give that a try. And in the meantime, we're going to move into this halfling city and see if we can end the terror at the mine for them. All right, and let's summon this Eldritch Horror here for Malus. Now, the question is, do I want to come back and head down this way? Part of me does, but I'm already kind of over here, so I think I'm just going to... Oh, actually, perfect. Okay, so this looks like Tannah's domain, which is great. So now what we'll do is we'll actually... This is perfect. We have a watchtower right here. We'll attack this watchtower. Hopefully that'll improve our vision range, and we'll actually get to see what's going on. And I can actually try and dominate one of these units here, too. Maybe I'll go after the archers. I think they're probably the most valuable. Okay, so Dominate is a... I have to go up and actually, like, it's like a melee attack kind of thing. That's good to know. Alright, so we'll throw a static shield. I don't think Eldritch Horror already has a static shield. Let's just double check. So, no, it does not. So, what we'll do instead is we'll just give it one with our Storm Priest. There we go. We can just charge right in like this. Do a nice big blast there. And then we'll just kind of group up our units a little bit here. So I'm actually going to leave the archers alone. I don't want them to... die here, because I'm going to try and dominate them. So I'm going to leave them unengaged, even though I'm going to take some damage. Alright, so now I can actually throw a heal on somebody here. And I think I'm going to heal the Node Serpent. There we go. And now let's go for the Dominate. Okay, and we got it. And that ends the battle. And there we go. So now we have... Oh, okay, this was a dwelling. So this is a dragon dwelling. Interesting. So now the question is, do we want to go in here and... Now, mind control immunity means that it can't be dominated, so we can't steal the dragon, which would be fantastic to get a hold of. But that doesn't mean it's not worth us still charging in here to take this out. Not to mention we could raid the Forbidden Sanctum as well and try and get a cool spell out of the deal. I think we'll do that. We'll move in here. And our longbowman here is just going to be by himself. He may get attacked and killed or something, but if they move off to attack him, I can move in and just grab the city. So, alright, so that takes care of that. So now we can actually do another spell here. We could do Glyphs of Warding or a Dire Penguin or a Wisp. I think I'm just going to immediately start summoning another Eldritch Horror because they're so powerful. And I'm going to want them augmenting kind of all of my stacks, really, as soon as I'm able to. Alright, so now let's go back to the... Whoops. Let's go back to the Shadow Realm here, and let's deal with our Necromancer. So we've got Vrax in here. He's got a very powerful stack that's just getting more powerful by the minute. And we've now successfully recruited another Reanimator, which is just excellent. So I think what we'll do is we'll actually send that Reanimator over. We had that other stack here, and I think they're above ground now. Yes, they are. So this is our Hodgepodge Undead stack that's being maintained by our Brew Brother here. And we were actually sending them up to deal with this quest, so we're going to continue to do that. So maybe what I'll do, if we go back here, maybe we'll do a bit more exploring here and try and get some more units, and we can build a stack to be managed by this Reanimator. That wouldn't be the worst plan ever. I think we're almost powerful enough to go back and raid this Wizard Tower as well. But let's go deal with this structure first here. We've got some fire damage that we got to watch out for coming from these lesser fire elementals. However, we can try and maybe grab this Shadow Demon Bombard with Ghoul Curse here. So we'll engage this battle. We're just going to try and kind of recruit ourselves an army here and build them in with that Reanimator that we've gained. So this is where we're going to be able to capitalize on our Throw Curse. So let's take a few steps up here. We're going to try it. Alright, very low chance, and it didn't work. Not really a surprise. I think we'll send our Bone Collector and our Fallen Angel kind of in a bit. Let's try for a Petrify on the Bombard. Oh, and we got it. Fantastic. Alright, and we'll kind of send everybody up just a bit. And we want to watch out for the fire damage, as that's going to be pretty nasty. Remember, of course, that our Fallen Angel does have Undying, which we're going to be able to take advantage of, hopefully. Or I shouldn't say hopefully, but if we need to, we can, is what I'll say. Alright, we'll go take out these Touched. There we go. We can collect their bones for a little extra health. And work our way back over. Alright, so now let's send our Priest up. Do a little bit of damage to the Fire Elemental. We really want these fire elementals dealt with, so I think we'll just send our Fallen Angel in to just kind of take one for the team, as it were. And we'll get the finish there. There's that explosion we want to avoid. Alright. Okay, they're just going to use their fire attack, which is good. I didn't want them getting in there and engaging me too directly. Go in like this. Attack like that. Perfect. That worked out really, really well. And you notice there we got 5 casting points back, which was really, really cool. That's that Greyguard upgrade that we got in the last episode, so that's fantastic. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to go for some Despair. And we got a Curse, that's great. So now we can't... Actually, I maybe should have tried that Curse first, but that's okay, it doesn't really matter. And so now we can try... I think we'll actually use our Deathbringer here, because what I want to do is I want to drop a heal on somebody if I can. And it would actually make the most sense to heal up the Fallen Angel, who took a bit of damage there. And then we're going to try for the Ghoul Curse. 55% chance. Oh, immune. But because it's a magical origin being, we got 5 more casting points back. And just like that, this went from taking 3 more turns to only taking 2, thanks to getting some of those casting points back. So that is absolutely fantastic. Very, very useful. Quite happy about that. So, now, do we want to head up this way? There is a tomb up here that we could go raid. We got some unknown to explore as well. Looks like probably a city to grab. And then, you know what? Maybe we'll find a Shadow Gate up here to pop out of. So I think that'll actually be good. We're going to just ignore this Wizard's Tower. It's not really worth going up there. I think what we'll do instead is we'll head over here to this little situation here with this Archon Fort. And we'll clear this out. Again, we are starting to get kind of evil, so maybe we should let them run. Although I do want the experience. I mean, we have vassals incoming at any moment, so I think we'll grab the evil points. We just have to be careful we don't want to accidentally flip into evil. Okay, so obviously we want to get over the walls. And fortunately we have units that can do that very easily. We have our Fallen Angel here. We've got our Deathbringer who can do that. No problem with that. We'll throw it on the Archer here and see if we can get the Curse. No such luck. Let's see a Petrify here. We'll try it on the Archers. Well, we got one of them, so that'll mitigate some of the damage we're going to take here. But we are going to take a schwack load of spirit damage there, as you see. Alright, our Demolisher, or excuse me, our Bone Collector will bring in and do some demolishing. We'll actually just go right for the gate. And in the meantime, we'll send our Fallen Angel in behind like this. We'll attack the Saint, who it would be nice to get rid of so they can't revive units, basically. So that's kind of annoying. And we'll try for some Despair here. There we go, we got some. And then we will jump in behind here. We got a Ghoul Curse on the Archers, which is good. And now we'll fly ourselves in a little bit closer. We can try for a Despair as well. We did get a Curse, that's good. We got a Ghoul Curse there as well. Boy, these are just stacking up like no problem. A little bit more there, trying for some more Despair. We'll fly right in behind here. Okay, they did not get Ghoul Cursed. We'll light up the Saint here. There we go. Break down the gate just for fun. And then we can get the finish here with our Fallen Angel and Life Drain and a level up, and we are now gold medal with our Fallen Angel, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And and that was a Foot Soldier, not an Archer. My mistake. But we do have that unit. Shimmering Orb of Aldor. I think we'll take that. And Ice Scraper Gloves are decent as they give you throw Ice Ball as an attack, which is not a bad option. +2 resistance. It's pretty good. Sure, why not? There we go. And we'll actually put that right there. Excellent. All right, so now that's going to do it for the movement of this stack, but we'll move in and we'll deal with this city here. Actually, let's get some good points here. We'll open our borders and sign a peace treaty. Let's do that. There we go. So that's balancing that out a bit. So there. Oh, and we did get an archer. So we got the archer and we got the foot soldier. Perfect. All right. So let's see what else we've got going on. Okay, so Telvenda produced the healing potion, which is great. We can send this to... Now, we got to figure out who is going to benefit from this the most. I think Islara already has a healing item. Let's just double check that real quick. I believe she does. Yeah, so she has nourishing meal. So she can keep her stack relatively healthy. So that leaves our Theocrat, who has tons of healing at her disposal, so she doesn't really need it. Malus could probably benefit from it, and I think that's who I'm going to probably send it to. Vraxen doesn't need it because he's got all undead units. And our Sorcerer could use it, but she's got mostly summoned units, so I think that would be better served with Malus. So I think we're going to send that item to Malus. There we go. Whoops. So we'll grab the item. Oh, and we've got the tea as well. So, okay, actually, Nourishing Meal. That could be more beneficial for units that have undead. And Aurelia has an undead unit in her stack. So we're going to send that to her because that can heal undead as well. Whereas the Healing Potion just gives the option to just use standard heal. And that can't heal undead. So that would be better for Malus. So we'll send that to Malus. So that worked out quite well. Okay. Very nice there. So now let's do our Theocrat, who hasn't moved yet. Alright, so now the question is, what do we do with our Theocrat? We obviously have some structures over here that need to be cleared out, and some exploring to do. So I'll send our scout over this way and kind of see maybe what I can find out. The alternative is we go up this way, but I think we're probably going to just follow the scout, to be perfectly honest. I don't think we're quite maybe strong enough to take on this lost city just yet. Although we do have Divine Justicars, so maybe we can. You know what? Let's try it. Let's head over there and at least see what we're up against. Ooh. This is a little dicey. So we've got a Glutton who's very powerful. 2 Feathered Serpents who can heal and have sprint. And then some Naga units who all have regrowth. You know, we'd be in tough in this battle. This would not be easy. We do have a lot of gold medal units, though. I think we'd have a pretty decent shot at this. Can this troll come over? The troll can make it over to help this battle. Although, I think it might be better to just stick with what I've got. Because this troll isn't leveled up yet. So, might be better to have... And you know what I should have... Yeah. You know what? We're going to try it. We're going to try it. Let's do it. I don't know if this is a mistake or not, but we're going to find out, I guess. I'm reasonably confident that I'm going to be able to eke this battle out. Basically, as long as my hero doesn't die, I'm fine. Alright, so we're going to throw Touch of Faith on our Node Serpent, who's going to need it. There we go. And we're going to want our... So we do have this Ground Magic. Removes all magical effects from target enemy unit. This unit... The unit using this ability receives +2 shock damage for 3 turns. So we do have that as well as kind of a potential sort of trump ability. Trump card, I guess you could say. Night Guard we're going to put there. We're just going to kind of group up and let them come at us, I think. Of course, we are going to be vulnerable to the Gas Breath attack. So maybe we won't group up entirely. Keep these 2 units kind of over here. We are probably going to take a blast from it here. Yeah, there it is. Oh, and there's that healing. It's pretty nasty, actually. Fortunately, our monster hunters are extremely good against these feathered serpents. And let's see, can we get a convert on any of them? We got a 50% chance on either of the Nagas, 45% chance on the feathered serpent. But I'm going to worry less about that and more about just winning the battle. So let's move in and get the kill here if we can. Yep, no problem. Fantastic. And with our Node Serpent here, we can take out the Slither. So let's do that. There we go. And now with our... So now the question is, do I want to maybe just go for a convert here on the Guardian? I mean, obviously getting a Feathered Serpent would be ideal. Is there a tier 3 unit? So maybe, yeah, you know what? We'll just get the kill here. Let's just go in and get the kill. Perfect. And we're actually going to use the Outrider as a bit of a sacrifice here. Once again, remembering that we do have... Ooh, that's a Guardian, though. That's a Pikeman unit. Maybe I don't want to do that. I was going to throw this Outrider up front here, kind of right in here as basically just a bit of a sacrificial lamb. So the Glutton can move in and basically attack any of my units. The Feathered Serpent kind of has free roam to charge in and attack who it wants. You know what? I think we will just put our Outrider like this and put him in defense mode. Now, Virix will throw a heal on our Night Guard, I think. Get them a little bit healthier. And then let's see what happens here. Okay, there's the Glutton attacking my Griffin Rider. Fortunately, the Swallow Hole was not successful. Okay. So now the question is, what are our odds here of... Okay, so we can't convert the Glutton. So that's a good thing to know. So we can move in and attack the Naga Guardians there with our Monster Hunters, which would be kind of cool. We could throw a net. Actually, there's a 50% chance to ensnare the Feathered Serpent in the net. Let's see, what kind of ranged attack do we do? We move in a little bit. It actually does pretty good damage, but alternatively, we could move in and do some melee, which would be pretty nice. You know what else? We could actually... You know what? Let's do this. We'll turn them around and then flank them with our cavalry. Perfect. Okay, that went pretty well. Didn't quite get the kill, which was unfortunate, but we can move in and finish them this way. There we go. All right, now let's try for the convert. Oh, and we got it. We only had a 45% chance, but we actually managed to do it. So that's great. So now what we'll do... We'll phase in behind here and turn the Glutton around. There we go. And now we can... Actually, you know what? I don't think I want to get... I don't want to get retaliated against, so we're actually going to step off here. And then we're going to get a charge build up as well. There we go. And then we can actually do some damage with our Feathered Serpent as well. There we go. Fantastic. Okay. That worked out very, very well for us. And of course, it killed off our unit that we gained. And it swallowed it whole there, as you see. However, that's still pretty cool, as it saved our units, saved us the trouble. So what we'll do now is we also got 5, you saw that we got 5 casting points back because that was a magical origin. So we'll drop a heal there, do some big damage. Oof, we took some big damage there. That was kind of painful. And our Outrider is very close to leveling up, so I think we will get the level up there, and that'll turn them into Knights, which is fantastic. Oh, okay, and the Feathered Serpent was inside the unit. It was inside the Glutton. Wow, okay, that's kind of cool. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Okay, so we'll turn them around and then get the finish with our... There we go. Okay, well that was kind of bizarre. I think we actually ended up doubling our casting points that we got from that, because we got it when it got consumed, when it got swallowed whole, and then we actually gained additional casting points when we killed it the second time, so that was kind of neat. Ooh, and we got some good items here. Great Steel Warhelm, +4 defense, but you lose vision range, and then Kite Shield of Ever-Burning Heat. Let's take a look. Fire Aura. Every time an enemy unit performs a melee or touch attack against the unit, the enemy unit receives 5 fire damage and has a chance to be immolated, which would be great because if it gets immolated, that would increase our odds of convert working because it gets -2 resistance among all the other negatives it has. Then you get the benefit of a shield, you get +2 defense, and you get inflict immolation. I'm going to take this. That is fantastic. And even though I'm losing vision range, I'm still going to use this because that's very powerful. Much better than the shield that we currently have. And let's take a quick peek here at our other heroes and who needs some headgear. So Malus doesn't have a helmet. So we'll send off our strong helmet here to Malus. Now, does anybody not have a shield? That's the next thing we want to check out. Okay, so our Aurelia doesn't have one, so we'll send her our Tribal Warrior shield here. There we go. Perfect. So Virix is now an absolute monster of a hero, which is great for us. And we'll continue to head that way. It's a shame we didn't get to keep that Feathered Serpent, but that ended up working out pretty well for us, I think. And now our Troll. The question is, what do we do with our Troll? Might be nice to move up and maybe join one of our stacks up here. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to send the Troll north. Alright, and this stack we've already moved, so that's good. We've done this. Alright, so let's do our research here real quick. Okay, so we've got some options here. So we've got, let's see, Voluntary Union. Cities are more willing to join your empire. The time it takes before a city is absorbed is cut by 50%. That's actually really nice. We can get Invoke Extraordinary Mount, so we can start summoning eggs that will give us flying mounts. That's pretty cool. Teleportation. Support units receive training to travel between the planes of reality for short periods of time. As a result of the training, they receive projectile resistance and the phase ability. That could be a nice little upgrade for our support units. These are all just one-turn things, so I think we'll just kind of grab a bunch of them here. So let's do Voluntary Union. Speed up the amount of time it's going to take to absorb cities. That's going to be helpful. Yeah, so we sent our T off. Boy, this was a solid turn. So let's go back now and do our production. So on our throne, we were making items. And now it might be... Actually, let's do a mana vault here. Let's increase our mana holding capacity. The mana vault, just to check here, it's going to increase our upper mana capacity, which right now is at 1100. So we want to increase that a bit. Sakurai here, which is the other city we were producing items at. We are starting to run a little bit low on mana, so maybe we will instead do something like a shrine, actually. That would be good. Increase our mana income. Alright, back to Yaflon here. Now, Yaflon is getting reasonably close to being able to produce a palace, so to do that, we're going to need a hospital. So let's do the public baths. That's going to be good there. Dumbkin up top. This is our Draconian city. I think we eventually want this city to be able to produce apprentice units. So let's do... let's see. It's going to grow in 4 turns. I think we'll do a siege workshop and just get production increased so that we can start pumping out apprentices from that city as we need them. Now our builder here can now go do something else, which is going to be good for us. So let's just jump back to the Shadow Realm real quick. And you know what? We can actually put something right on this little structure here. This is a Heart of the Shadows that's going to give us additional casting points. So I think we'll do that. So we'll jump back here. We'll head through this one. There we are. And now we can head over here. So that's perfect. We're just going to use our builder to basically grab us extra casting points. Try and speed up the amount of time it's going to take us to summon our Eldritch Horrors, basically. And this stack here, sure, we'll grab this little upgrade for them. There we go. Alright, so now our Sorcerer hero is going to need to go and do some clearing. We'll send this unit back to guard the city. So now the challenge here is going to be to get rid of all these Phantasm Warriors. So we're going to do that. So we've got a dampening field here, which is going to make it such that it's going to double mana and casting point cost of everything that we're going to cast if we use our hero. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for us. Alright, so we've got our Node Serpents here. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of throw them up here. Kind of Apprentice. Okay, an Orc Apprentice, which is good. I was hoping it wasn't a Draconian, which would then be able to firebomb us, so not going to be a problem. So we'll actually send our hero back behind. Do a little bit of damage there. Okay, perfect. And we'll let the Node Serpents kind of tank the damage a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Excellent. And now we can basically just finish off these Phantasm Warriors here without any trouble. They do have some shock protection, so it's a little bit less effective. There we go. And then we can... Actually, I'm going to engage Sprint, move up behind here, and attack the Apprentice unit. There we go. Okay, and they went after my poor undead Apprentice units who are not able to heal, unfortunately. Alright, so let's use our Node Serpent here and do some damage. There we go. Now we can step off here, use our shock attack, and there we go. And we got 5 more casting points. So that was fantastic. We went from 70 to 85 there. So each of these Phantasm Warriors we killed was a little bit more casting points in the bank. I'm not interested in the spirit weakness of this shield, so we're going to sell this off. There we go. We can upgrade our Sorcerer hero now, and let's see, we've got some options. So Men Magical Being would be excellent, as then we can keep these Node Serpents alive. So I think that's what we'll take here. And we do have 5 more points, so let's grab Dragon Slayer Party in case we come across any Draconians or Dragon units. That will be beneficial, and then we'll save the rest. Alright, so that's now done. So now this city, we can finish off the War Hall, and then we can build the Enchanted Armory, and then we're going to be ready to start producing very, very powerful pikeman units out of that city. So very happy about that. Now I think we're going to head up here and see if we can take out this boneyard that's giving us problems. And we're going to end our turn there. So that boneyard had spawned a bone dragon that we had to kill off last episode, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll have to see here if we get any kind of... Oh, and look at this. Yep, so Tannah is rallying units here. So we've got a Goblin Archdruid, not Tannah herself, mind you. And then we've got a Halfling Archdruid, Fire Dragon, Frost Wyvern, and a Blight Doctor. We should be more than capable of taking out this particular set of units. However, we do need to be careful because obviously we are starting to kind of get... I mean... we're not starting to, we are on our own up here, so the worst thing for me right now would be to lose Malus, because obviously I'm not a Necromancer in this playthrough, I don't have a Phylactery, so that would be really painful for me to lose my hero, especially because, or my leader I should say, because it would halt research, but even more importantly it would halt my summoning, and that's how I'm getting my strong units right now, so I do not want to lose my hero. We still haven't been underground at all, so that will be interesting to see. I'm assuming Tannah, again, as a goblin, there's a chance she may have her throne underground, but she has a lot of structures above ground, so it may be that her throne is above ground. Okay, now they're attacking the city here. We may have to employ our little cheese tactic, because I just don't think we're quite strong enough. We do have an Arcane Archer. And then we've got our 2 tier 2 melee units, one of which is a silver medal. But I don't really want to risk it, so we're going to just run and hide. Not the most glamorous strategy, but it's going to work. So while we're doing this, let's continue to kind of talk more about the game plan going forward here. So Malus is out on kind of the cutting edge of the spear. Malus is, I guess, the tip of the spear. But that's not exactly the most optimal situation. What I would really like to do is get my Necromancer out there, because my Necromancer is able to, as well as my Theocrat, because both of those stacks have ways to die but keep coming, right? So my Necromancer can revive my units, whereas my Theocrat stack has Divine Justicars. So either way, they have kind of mulligans, and as long as they don't all get killed, they're probably going to be just fine, and I'm not going to lose anybody. All right, so there we go. We survived the battle. We didn't lose the city. But we're going to need to deal with this, because I don't want them just sitting there in my domain and forcing me to do that every turn, as that gets quite annoying. And there's obviously penalties to having an enemy in my domain and having my city basically being sieged every turn. But anyway, yeah, I want to mobilize my other heroes and get them in the fight and not have Malus be out there kind of on his own. So we'll pre-equip the shield, so when it gets there, it's already ready. And now we have our healing item, which is fantastic. So she'll be able to heal this undead Goblin Apprentice, and then as well the Node Serpents, and thanks to having Men Magical Beings, so fantastic. Alright, there we go. We'll just move up and clear this out. And in the meantime, we'll send this hodgepodge stack up this way to go deal with this quest, which I'm hoping we still have enough time to do. Yeah, we have 4 turns, and I think it's going to take us 2 to get there. So yeah, we'll be just fine. Okay, and Ripia still wants to join us. I still have to think about that, just because I don't have any units there to guard the city. So, and we've still got units roving around. Nothing else too crazy happened, although we did finish Voluntary Union. So that's good for us, as we're grabbing more cities. Okay, so let's figure out what's going on up here. Ooh, and look at this. Okay, looks like somebody must have a quest with this city or something. And there's a stone giant here. Now, stone giants they do not have, you can see here, they do not have mind control immunity, which means we could potentially use dominate and actually get a hold of that unit. Pretty low chance, but we could still try. If we move back here, I think we'd still be able to engage the battle. Let's just see. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. We can still engage the battle. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do this battle first, and we're going to use our Node Serpent to engage it. And we're going to see if we can dominate the stone giant here. The only problem is we're going to take some damage in this battle, which is going to be a little bit annoying for us. Okay, the ogre needs to get attacked there. So that's going to give us a 60% chance to grab an ogre, which is a pretty beastly tier 3 melee unit. Nothing at all wrong with that. And we're going to do a minimum of 2, a maximum of 4, minimum of 3, maximum of 4. So we'll do that. Let's see if we can get a stun here. No stun. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping we'd get one there. So yeah, the problem is I'm going to take a lot of kind of unnecessary damage in this battle. That's the only shame here. But the potential payoff is pretty high. Alright, let's do a shock breath attack here. We'll actually move up one more. There, now we're hitting both. Fantastic. And I don't think either of these attacks is going to be an insta-kill. No. So we'll use our Node Serpent, I think. There we go. And then we'll bring our Exterminator up like this. And our Phantasm Warrior. Throw him in front here. Of our hero. Now, they're probably going to throw a boulder at me, is my guess. Yep, there it is. Ouch. Fortunately, not too devastating. Now, we do have a 60% chance. That's pretty darn strong. So what we'll do is we'll heal up our units here. And we're just going to go for broke. Let's give it a try here. Nice! Fantastic! Okay. Our gamble paid off. Boy, oh boy, that's cool. Alright, so now we got ourselves a tier 4 stone giant. Fantastic, especially for like sieges and whatnot. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring our unit in. Now, they are a little bit beat up, but not too bad. And we can actually get our archer involved as well, just for some extra help. Oh, I'm excited. I'm so glad we got that stone giant. Boy, oh boy. Alright, so we will engage the battle here with our Node Serpent. And importantly here, we've got full casting points, so if we need any help from our spells, we have it. Okay, and they do have the Frost Dragon Ward, which means that we're going to take little bits of damage here and there as this goes. Alright, and there goes our RIP, our archers, I guess. Now, we did take a weakened there, so it would be great to actually dispel this. So let's see if we can do that. And we failed. Alright, well, I think what we'll do then is we'll go for a stun on somebody here if we can. I don't want to get Malus right up in there. I think we'll send our... Ooh, you know, this is actually a little bit of a spicy battle here. I'm going to have to be kind of cautious. Alright, well, you know what? We'll send our cavalry in to annihilate this Blight Doctor. There we go. That's good. And then we can do a bit of extra damage. Or try and... Actually, we could just get the kill here. With our Node Serpent. So we'll do that. This Fire Breath is on cooldown, so that's good. And now let's try for a stun here. No such luck. So instead what we'll do... What kind of range we got on... So if we moved up... Geez, I don't think we could quite hit these units with our Shock Breath. So I think what we'll do instead is we will just move in and get the kill there, no problem. And then we'll move our Phantasm Warrior up like that. And there's that Frost Dragon Ward hitting us. Ouch. Ooh, Root Spears. Big yikes. Spirit Breath. Ooh, we don't want to lose our big boy here if we can avoid it. So... Oh, and of course I got Root Speared, so I can't get in there to heal. Big yikes. Okay, so we're going to turn our dragon around. We can't dominate. Can do some big damage, however. Now let's see what we can do. So, 2 attacks there. 3 attacks there. Actually, let's get a charge going here. There it is. Okay, there's a big charge. That was good. Do some big damage with our Phantasm Warrior. Actually, can we dominate? No, we can't. Okay. I was going to say, can we dominate the hero there, but not quite. We can pretty much get the kill, though, so that'll be fine. So now we want to turn this unit around, and to do that, I'm going to use my Phantasm Warriors here. There we go. And then I think we can just kind of waltz right in here. Actually, oh, you know what? What I should have done is tried to stun this unit, so let's actually try that. I only got 1 shot at it, though. 40% chance to stun the hero versus 20% to stun the dragon. Let's try stunning the hero if we can. Not quite, okay. Shock Breath. Yeah, that's no good. Alright, so we got our Node Serpent here. So let's see. So let's do the math on this. So we're going to do a minimum of 15. So as long as we don't get really low rolls, we should get the kill. Versus here, we would definitely get the kill. And we could attack here and the target will retaliate, though. Come on, get the kill. Yes. Okay, perfect. Now we can finish off the hero. There we go. We got 27 health, which means We might lose our big boy. I hope not. Okay, thank goodness. All right. Fantastic. Whew. And now we can actually heal up our Eldritch Horror. Thank goodness. Whew. That was a little scary. We actually have a chance to dominate, so let's try that. Alright, didn't work. Now we can move in, get a nice flank. Ooh, and I think he's now stunned, so now we don't have to worry so much. We'll just drop a static shield there for some experience. Move in and get the hit there. And you know what I should have done is actually, I should have dispelled magic on these guys to get rid of the panicked, because when they run away, they're going to lose their movement, which isn't good. Okay, it ran out anyway, so that's fine. Okay, we've already used our heal, but I would like some more experience with Malus, so I'm going to Lightning Sprite for some experience. You know what? I'm going to charge right up on and do this. There we go. Ooh, and he's stunned. So now I can get the finish with the Horror. Perfect. And we got some casting points. Very, very nice there. So we took out all the units. We only lost our little longbowman, who didn't really matter at all anyway. Now we've got some items here. We've got a lot of items, actually. Vampire Spider Egg. I think what we'll do is we'll actually send Malus in there just to grab the items and see what he wants. So we've got a helmet. We've already got a helmet arriving for him, but it's going to take a few turns to get there, so we'll actually equip that. Got a nice breastplate here, extra defense. Sure, why not? Frost shields. We got a pretty nice melee weapon, actually. Decent boots. Bow. We'll take the bow. And, ooh, a nice mount here, a Nightmare. And Fire Protection and Unholy Champion. Very, very good, because our units are weak to fire as Shadow Elves. So, let's see. Who would most benefit from that? I mean, the Big Beetle is nice, but I'm almost tempted to take the Nightmare just to have the Fire Protection. Let's take a peek here. Yeah, we got that 40% fire weakness. The only problem is the Beetle is really nice with its Overwhelm, Tunneling, Wall Crushing, Blight Protection. That is quite good. I got to think about this. And then Vampire Spider Egg. That's also pretty decent. And then, okay, who needs the melee weapon? Let's figure that out first. Our Sorcerer hero could use it, as could our Rogue. As could our Theocrat. Our Necromancer doesn't need it. So it's basically anybody except our Necromancer and Malus himself. So let's see now who's... And they're all pretty far away. So let's send it to our... Our Rogue is probably going to get more into the fighting. So I think we'll send it to the Rogue. Now, does everybody have a shield? That's the other question. Yes. Now, how good is this rusty disc? Not terrible. We've got our wooden shield there. So, nobody really particularly needs the shield. So, I think we can probably sell it. Yeah, we'll sell off the shield. Always good to go through and check, though. So, we'll sell that one off. Now let's take a look at boots. Okay, so Aurelia needs boots, so we'll send those to her. Also, she's probably the nearest to a bunch of forests, so she could use forestry there. Got another bow, so let's see who could use that. Our Sorcerer could, so we'll send it to her as well. And now the Vampire Spider Egg. We've got Bleak Wargs there. We've got the Hellhound here. I suppose, you know what, we could replace the Hellhound with... Actually, that's what we'll do. We'll replace the Hellhound with the Nightmare. And then for our Vampire Spider Egg, we'll send it to Aurelia as well. And then let's see now, does everybody have a helmet? No, she doesn't. Okay, so we'll send that to Aurelia as well. There we go. So I know that took a bit, but it's worth really figuring out kind of how best to distribute that just to make sure that everybody gets what they need out of the deal. So now she's got another city over here, so we can just keep on rolling. But I would like to actually go and raid this Forbidden Sanctum while I'm here. And you know what? We could just absorb this. It also might actually be nice to release this as a vassal, quite frankly, because I'm not going to be developing it. If I absorb it, I'm actually. You know what? Let's yeah, let's absorb it. Let's do it. That'll be nice because this city can produce some pretty powerful units. So we will absorb it. We'll move over here. And let's just see what's in here, first of all. So we've got a Shadow Stalker, Frostling Succubus, Goblin Assassin, High Elf Scoundrel, Orc Scoundrel, and a Dwarf Martyr. I think we could take this once we're back to kind of being a little healthier. So I think we'll wait a turn or two there, maybe. Or we'll wait at least one turn and see how we're looking. And then we can decide if we want to maybe incorporate our Stone Giant into the stack. And then we're going to head over this way with Malus as well. So really productive there for Malus. This was fantastic. Even though we did take some damage. But we didn't lose anybody, so. Alright, so now the question is everybody else... Alright, so we got to go finish this quest off. So maybe let's head up there and do that. So we'll engage the battle with our Node Serpent. So it's literally just a Dread Spider party. Now the issue is going to be if I get webbed here, as that would be pretty unfortunate. Okay, there's one down. Go finish off another one, or not quite finish off, but do quite a bit of damage here. There we go. There we go. This is actually going quite well. And yeah, that's not going to do a ton of damage there. I think I will, although we could just charge in like this. You know what? Let's do this. We'll do that, and then we'll move in like this. Go for a charm. We got it. Great. Shock. Or we can try and stun these units, or we could just go hide from them. And I think we'll just go hide from them, quite frankly. There we go. So we got ourselves a Dread Spider baby. That's kind of cool. Oh, I thought they were going to go for the. I thought they were going to go for the web, but they just went for... So we'll use Nourishing Meal on our Wyvern there, just give him a little more health back. And then I think we'll just get the kill here like this. There we go. No worries at all. And that completes the quest. And the Terror at the Mine. So we'll get a Peace Treaty and a Halfling Brew Brother, which I will take happily. Thank you very much. Our alignment's looking pretty good. So now we have this Brew Brother who has healing, which is fantastic. And so now let's... Yeah, let me know when you're ready to talk so they can become vassals in a few turns, which will be good. So now we got lots of structures to clear out, so maybe we'll go and fight these Tigrans here. I'll bring the Dread Monkey over to help out. And the Brew Brother could actually come participate in the battle if necessary. I think we'll be just fine without him. So let's engage the battle here. This will probably... I think this will be... Yeah, we'll do no mercy because I do want to try and recruit the Sphinx. I think this will be the last battle of the episode, and then we'll end it there. So let's see if we can get our hands on that Sphinx. I probably should have looked. I can't remember. I don't think they have mind control immunity, but let's double check. Oh, of course, they have mind control immunity, so that's not going to work. So we'll either have to try and grab the Bond Huntress or the Sun Guard. That's something, again, I probably should have looked at that before I engaged the battle. This is actually a bit of a risky battle because these Tigrans have pretty good mobility and can kind of get up on me and flank me and hurt me before I'm able to retaliate, because we've got a flying unit here, especially with that Sun Disc, and then we've got these Bond Huntress units which are very mobile as well. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of group up here and try and stay somewhat staggered so we're not really lined up. There we go. Alright, here we go. Okay, we took some damage there. Nothing catastrophic, but we are getting kind of beat up. So our Node Serpent's a little worse for wear, as you can see. So we'll flank the Sphinx. Excellent. With this devastating charge, we can get the kill, no problem. Fantastic there. Alright, so now we gotta walk in a bit. We've got the Sun Guard here who need to be taught a bit of a lesson. There we go. We'll actually run our Node Serpent back a little bit as he is kind of beat up. There we go. And I think what we'll do... Our Knights may be in a bit of a vulnerable position, but I think we'll be alright. We'll throw a Nourishing Meal on our Node Serpent. There we go. Ouch. And then, yeah, some damage there, but we're just fine. So now we can move up. Go for a charm. Didn't work. We should be able to get the kill there, no problem at all. And now, unfortunately, our units aren't quite able to make it over there. If we throw a sprint on, we can, though. And then we'll use our Node Serpent to do that. And our Wyvern to guard the back of our other unit, our Knight. A little bit more damage there. And get the kill there, no problem. Alright. Fantastic. And a Fairy Forged Blade. Sure, I'll take that. And we actually have one arriving for her, so maybe we'll send this one to... I think Aurelia doesn't have a weapon, so let's just double check that real quick. And I don't think she has one arriving for her. Put the helmet on her there. We'll give her her boots. So yeah, we'll send that off to Aurelia. There we go. Alright, so let's actually just kind of reunite the stack here before we do anything else. Alright, perfect. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. So we got a lot done, especially up here with Malus. And just being able to recruit this Stone Giant, having our Eldritch Horror now, we're in really, really good shape. But we are still kind of undermanned. If Tannah decides to bring some real power units over here, we could really still be in some trouble. So I need to build up this army a little bit more before I go full gung-ho, I think. But in any case, this is where we're going to end it. So I'm going to save it here. We're going to call this one episode 11. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.